ya Viva Africa. Na leo unaona mimi ni mgeni lakini sasa nime take over. Akina Michael Kinya watoshi mpoka. Lakini kabla sijamrushia, ningependa kusema sasa ndio football imewaka moto. Semi-finals inaanza leo. Michael Kinya. Mbona kuanga na misuri namna hii?
Unaonaje?
Ama umevaa jasi ya mtoto?
Unaonaje?
Umevaa jasi ya mtoto wako.
Nimepulizwa hewa leo.
Haya, chukua sukani tu, unasema namna gani?
Well, this is Viva Africa. We told you we bring you anyone and everyone who's interested in football. And yesterday somebody said, tujaona winja sana siku mingi, ndio huyu sasa leo. Huyu ndio guest wetu leo. As usual, the show has got a lot of surprises. A lot is packed today. We discuss issues that have been around the Cup of Nations. And remember today, the first semi-finals is on. Ivory Coast will be taking on DR Congo. Who will be the fairest of them all? Remember, Ivory Coast played DR Congo in the qualifiers, and the last match that they played, DR Congo actually won 4-3 away in Abidjan. So our big question today is, who will carry the day between Ivory Coast and DR Congo? Who will win this semi-final match and why? What are your reasons? Please include that in your responses. 22422 is SMS number at Michael Kinyi, at Waiga Maora, and at Terian Chebet. Those are the Twitter handles that you need to send your views on. Remember, our question is, given that Ivory Coast were beaten by DR Congo at home in Abidjan 4-3 in the qualifiers, who do you think will carry the day today and why? Waiga.
Right, Mike. I believe you can also SMS us 22422, and we're expecting your phone calls. Both teams met twice in the run-up to the Africa Cup of Nations. 2-1 was the first score in favor of Ivory Coast, 4-3 then against them in favor of DR Congo. Who do you think will prosper, will succeed tonight? That's a match we're all looking forward to. Now, we've met our first guest, Awinja. She's made fun of Michael Kinyi's jersey. Thank God she's not talking about mine. But we also have other guests in studio. First things first, you saw him yesterday when we crossed over to Hot 96, Tom Bwana. We called him a football analyst, but he wants to correct that and say he's actually a football writer. So Tom Bwana will be joining us. He's there in the green Algeria top. And of course, Mercy Hakukani. Hakukani. I know. Awinja, how do I say that name?
Hakukani, no.
Hakukani.
Hakukani.
Hakukani. Mercy K will be joining us also to talk a bit about football. She's big on football. She's always tweeting about it on social media. She's always watching our show, and that's why we called her in. So get tweeting as well. We've got a couple more days left before Viva Africa comes to an end, and you could also come in as a guest. But Terian Chebet, today she's on time, and she's with the DJ right now. Terian, what do you have for us?
First of all, Wahiga, I will never talk to you again. I keep time, and thank you very much.
Today you're on time.
And I'm enjoying being on this side of a show.
What's happening?
We've got DJ Tibbs, all the way from Kisumu, Kakamega, Eldoret, signature disco.
Yeah.
That's where he is. And today he will be keeping us entertained and, of course, giving us pace to the show. And, of course, we'll get to know a little bit about him as the show progresses. Wahiga.
Before you go any further, I want DJ to do like he has to show us what he can do while Terian dances. DJ Tibbs, take it away.
Niko na swali, uko na mtu? Uko na mtu? Kama hauna naenda na wewe nyumbani.
Right, of course, DJ Tibbs there. If you gave him $1 million shillings for every time he scratched in that last set, he'd be a billionaire by now. And of course, we'll begin to hear more about him, what he does, and so forth, and of course, more of his music as we continue. But for now, the Confederation of African Football has banned the referee at the center of the controversial penalty decision that helped Equatorial Guinea reach the semi-finals. Rajin Drapa Sadshechurun of Mauritius has also been removed from the list of top African officials for the next 6 months. The Tunisian team took, some of whom attempted to attack the referee after Saturday's 2-1 quarter-final loss after extra time in Bata, were handed a $50,000 fine. Now that comes to about 4.5 million Kenya shillings. Opponents, Equatorial Guinea, were also sanctioned for poor security at this particular match. course, bearing in mind there were no matches taking place yesterday or the day before, we're giving you an idea of what's been happening at the Africa Cup of Nations, even as we count down the hours to the semi-finals that kick off today. And in other news, the Algerian Football Federation has handed head coach Christian Gourcuff a new deal despite the Desert Foxes' early exit from the tournament. The Frenchman took charge of the squad after the 2014 World Cup and was tasked to take the team to the final given the team's ranking in the continent. The team lost 3-1 to the Ivory Coast last Sunday, but the Algerian Football Federation has renewed its confidence in the Frenchman. Now, one of my favorite parts of this show, we're taking a look at some of the goals that have been scored over the tournament's period. Now, so far, 61 goals have been scored in the tournament, and we'd like to remind ourselves of some which have stood out. Here are the first 10 as selected by the Confederation of African Football, CAF. Now, did you know that the Africa Cup of Nations, the 2015 edition, actually has a theme song? Now, that's something many are discovering later on in the tournament. Let me tell you a bit about this song. It's called Hola Hola or Ola Ola, I believe. This is a cross-continental collaboration from Kano, Coupe de Kale artist Molare, Cameroon's Mani Bella. I hope you know some of these artists. Togolese musician Tofan, and Ugandan dancehall act Eddie Kenzo. I thought Kenzo was a Kenyan artist. But then again, let me not display my ignorance in matters music on air, and a couple of other artists as well, including Nigeria's Wizboy. Now, they've come up with this song. This is actually the song for the Africa Cup of Nations. If you haven't heard about it, we have it for you next. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let's listen to that song now.
Bienvenidos a la cantina de Minambolo. Ole, 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 ole. Cup of Nation, dem Mama Africa. Ça danse le foot, ça parle le foot, pas en Africa. Ozarazayo, c'est la passion. On est tous des fous de foot. Uganga Shingamoti, Uganga Shingamoti, Uganga Shingamoti. On est tous des fous de foot. Uganga Shingamoti, Uganga Shingamoti. Utala kuma vile jabana tuko matama mama nati batu kwa matati. Ola ola ole lele ola ola Africa. Ola ola ole lele ola ola ole lele ola Africa. Come on everybody, move to the rhythm. Time I don't know this man. Fire east to the west to the north to the south 'cause tonight to the song we go there. This is the time to show we got it right. Make up your mind, brother, forget this pride. The party and the center, you're back at the net. Eguregu boy, you're so good. Nganga shika boti, nganga shika boti, nganga shika boti. Shika boti, shika boti, boti. Tout le monde va danser pour jouer. Jouer les ballons, et à dégueuler les races, ma tête, ça shika boti.
Ola Ola, the Africa Cup of Nations 2015 theme song. Is it a hit or a miss? Let us know. 22422 is our SMS line. Talk to us on Twitter, on Facebook using the hashtag Viva Africa. But remember, our big question of the day is about today's match. Ivory Coast, DR Congo. Who is going to walk away with a final slot? We're waiting to see, of course. But let us know why you think a team is going to go through, of course, and which team that is in particular. But for now, Michael Kinyi has his panel. Mike, that song, Ola Ola, hit or miss?
Miss. Sijaifeel hata kidogo haiko. It is nowhere. Ola, Ola. I mean, you can compare it, but I'll excuse them. How long did they have to prepare for that song?
Maybe 3 weeks.
Maybe Morocco, because of their stringent rules and stuff, they're very conservative. They didn't want anything like that. But then when it went to Equatorial Guinea, I believe maybe that is why they just combined.
How long was the song done? When was it commissioned?
I don't even know.
Because I don't think, if you check a lot of information online, there's only one website that actually has the link to the song.
Because I will not excuse this, because I will only excuse Morocco. Because it's the host that will excuse, not the song makers. The tournament was coming either, whether it was going to Qatar, the song was supposed to have been made. So it's just a miss. We don't excuse. Let them not hide behind we didn't know who was hosting.
Mercy, hit or miss for you?
Miss.
Why?
That song, okay. I expected it to sound more African, like Hona. At least they could have brought out something like Hona. For me, it could have been a...
Some khola.
Hona, it could have been a hit, actually.
Okay.
She knows how to pronounce it properly. If you don't have a H.
A K and a H.
Yes.
Is a khola.
K and a H. I know Faransa.
Haukani.
Haukani.
Yeah.
Umesikia waiga? Anaitwa Haukani.
Haukani?
Yes, that one. Tom.
Yes.
Tunisia. Is CAF being ridiculous? On one hand, punishing Tunisia, and on the other hand, punishing the referee for what Tunisia were bringing trouble about.
I think the happiest person here is CAF. Tunisia's their players have been banned for a couple of times, so they've been fined $50,000.
Yes.
The referee has also been banned for 6 months.
Yes.
The host nation, Equatorial Guinea, have also been sanctioned for not having provided security.
They actually paid a fine of
who is happy?
5,000.
CAF is getting it, is siphoning more money. Is getting more money from all the mishappenings of other people. What happened on the pitch? I think Tunisia were wrong to complain. Remembering what happened in 2004, I think, I'll be honest, what happened was a dubious penalty. It was a dubious penalty.
And even the foul towards the second goal was not a foul at all.
But look at it this way. Tunisia has been pedestrian all this time. They've not played some exceptional football. So we cannot say that they've been robbed. They're the least people to cry about being robbed. What happened in 2004? Having robbed Nigeria. What really happened? Tunisia are the wrong people to call to complain.
So
they will not get any mercy.
Back to bite them.
They will not get any mercy at the public court.
Mercy, are you giving them mercy?
No.
Reason being?
Like Tom said, Tunisia have been pedestrians actually throughout the tournament. They have not shown something outstanding. See, they have not played that outstanding football since the tournament started.
But they qualified from their group, honestly.
They did qualify, Mike. But you look at even the 2 goals. Forget how the penalty was awarded. The penalty was struck very well.
Against Senegal, surely.
Yes.
They beat Senegal 2-0.
Yes.
One of the tournament's big boys. You cannot say that they didn't perform.
They did perform according to the standards we know of Tunisia. Remember the 2004, the group that had Trabelsi, the group that had Dos Santos, the Brazilian who was naturalized some few weeks to the tournament.
Yes.
And then they're here crying that they've been robbed. What have they done? Karma is a what?
That one. Mercy, how do we... Is it a manifestation? We had this question a couple of days ago, and we said the referee's problem is universal. It's not unique to CAF and Africa Cup of Nations or African leagues, but it's a universal problem that we have in there. Moving forward, what should be done? What measures should CAF put in place? Is banning that referee for 6 months good enough?
Yeah, banning the referee for 6 months is good enough so that it can be a lesson to those other referees who are not adhering to the rules and regulations of the tournament. Yeah.
Mike,
Sacrificial lamb?
I think so. I think the referee is just a sacrificial lamb. Morocco pulled out, let us down at the last moment. We are going to Qatar. We're going to host Cup of Nations Qatar. Then here, President Ayatu picks up his call and calls Obiang Nguema, asking, boss, can you bail us out? Probably, I'm thinking, Obiang Nguema is asking, so what is the need for me? I'll take you to the finals. It's a deal.
You become more popular.
It become more popular.
You bailed us out.
Bail us out, we bail you out. That's it.
Hold that thought. Terry and Chabet, do you have anything on social media?
Yes, we've got some coming through at Kolokoch says Ghana all the way. Now that Mulinikazia Jazia Gabon, say hi to Awinja. He says kiss her for me. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. But I'm sure she has had that. At Idris Cates, Ivory Coast will revenge. Still asking for a Cameroon t-shirt. DRC Congo will win. I'm feeling the show, Terry. Why is a dribble kama Awinja? Michael Kenya will dribble on my behalf. So do keep the SMSs coming as well. 22422 is the SMS number. Viva Africa is the hashtag if you're joining us on Facebook and on Twitter at Michael Kenya, at Wahiga Mara, and at Terry Anchibet at Citizen TV Kenya.
Wahiga, anything on 22422?
Right, let me read you what's happening on 22422. Let me see. Okay. Mike. Is that Mike? Okay. Wahiga and Mike, VP. Thank you guys for making it and putting us bumper to bumper na Viva Africa. Please, can you get a license ya kushow ball? It's my prayer mpate. I love you guys. Of course, naomba tisho in brackets. So kwanza ametupakia mafuta na mkikataa Mungu anawaona kabisa. So someone is invoking the name of God to threaten us to get na anaitwa Mike. So anaitwa Mike. So Mike, there's your message to Wahiga Mwaura. Kings of Rumba will carry the day. DR Congo. This is Ann Mungai from Mombasa. Thank you for watching us from Mombasa. Yap, Viva Africa. Simkoju, wakali ambia Awinja kwa football. Hatungari skats. Big up to the DJ and to the rest of the studio. Lesi Jore from Taveta. Wow. I think if people are watching us from all over the country, football, big topic. Even if there were no matches yesterday, I know everyone's counting down to what's happening tonight. Mike, what do you have on social media?
For me, I'm seeing Vibes Palma. Vibes Palma alikuwa anasema Ivory Coast, obviously. Bila kucheka. Hey, these guys have stories hapa. Tunisia should just keep quiet. Hashtag Viva Africa. That's Vibe Palma again. Tunisia and Gor Mahia hakuna tofauti. Tom, I want you to go on that one. It's Mato at Crucial Hunches says, Tunisia and Gor Mahia hakuna tofauti.
I think there's a very big difference between Tunisia and Gor Mahia. Tunisia are underperformers. Gor Mahia are 14-time league champions.
Mercy, what do they mean that there's no difference between Tunisia and Gor Mahia?
Okay, maybe in terms of complaining, I think, yeah.
No, but
or maybe they were also acting like hooligans there. Yeah, because when you compare Gor Mahia when you hear Gor Mahia, of course you just know it is throwing stones whether they have won a game or not.
Tunisia
no, I think
hold it kwanza. Bwana director, umesema anaitwa nani kutoka Kitale? Muhunja.
Ninaitwa Munja.
Munjaro?
Yeah, Munjaro.
Munjaro?
Yeah. Ni Munjaro from Kitale.
Nilikuwa
nauliza. Hiyo call top nini zile call 10 ambazo wanaonyesha hapo.
Yes.
What call ya Asu?
What goal or what?
Asu Ghana alifunga bao. Juzi wakicheza na wakati walikuwa wanacheza na Guinea.
Yes.
Na hiyo bao sioni kwa hiyo top 10.
Sasa unajua hii top 10 tumechukua top 10 zile CAF umetupatia. Kuna part 1 na kuna part 2. Tulia, tunafikiria Atsu iko part 2. Hiyo inakuja part 2. Wewe ni mtu wa Ghana
Alafu kwa huyu refa wewe. Lazima ilifika ungekuwa kwamba refa akifanya kitu kama hivi yana reverse ball. Hao watu warudi because CAF already wameona kwamba kuna makosa. Sasa hata ban refu ban wachezaji wa Tunisia wa Guinea walikuwa kutoa protection ya kutosha, lakini hao tayari wame-lose game, hao tayari wame-qualify. What is that?
Wewe ni mtu wa timu gani kwanza? Hebu tuanze hapo.
Unajua yeye angeleta Ghana inaenda na Ghana.
Ghana.
Nikiwa mwana wa Somali the Ghana, mimi ni shabiki wa Ghana. But I remember at first I was a third fan, lakini I let it down ndio nikarudi kwa Ghana. Najua kama nilikuwa nayo tangu World Cup. And what I know, Ghana is going to win that thing.
Aya, asante sana kwa kutupigia simu Tom. Those are valid reasons that is raising there.
Yes.
Typical football fan.
He's saying that any shabiki wa Arsenal,
Yes.
so they are Gunners. That's why Anna support Ghana.
Ghana.
Okay. If football was that easy, then I think Tunisia will not be compared to Gor. Because Gor Mahia players are some of the most disciplined players, by the way. If you look at the kind of cards that were awarded last season, for example,
Yes.
maybe talking about the fans would be a different story.
Yes.
But coming to his story about the referee, he's very disgruntled about the kind of penalties that have been given to the referee. He said the referee should have been banned for life. But as we said, I think the referee was just a sacrificial lamb. I mean, CAF already knew what was happening, and you could see how Isaiah, the president of CAF, was celebrating the second goal. What does that tell you? And then this is the same guy who goes to ban the referee. There's
Pat
something
on the back. Job well done.
Exactly. And then how long? 6 months. Tells you what? For 6 months, we'll have qualifiers starting. So you'll still be, because the 6 months, what will he be doing? Nothing. You have qualifiers coming up after 6 months.
Mercy, I want to be the devil's advocate here. I want to believe that rules must be applied.
Yeah.
What should we do to referees? Because this is not, remember, put in mind that the first game that Equatorial Guinea played, our own Eden Marwa denied them a genuine goal. He flagged somebody offside and they were not offside. They complained bitterly about that. Nothing was done to Eden Marwa. They said this assistant referee performed their job according to the rules. That was an offside. Then their last game, before they play into the semi-finals, they get a dubious penalty, they get a dubious free kick, all of them lead to goals. One official was punished, the other one was not. What should be the norm? What should we do to referees that make such glaring mistakes?
I still remain with my position, what I said earlier, that referees who do not adhere to the rules and regulation of CAF should just be banned from refereeing the game. Yeah.
What if they're acting, like Tom says, under instructions? Where does that leave us?
It brings the game to disrepute. But I think what we should also borrow a lead from rugby. Using the big screen on the pitch, using the referees in the referees box.
The TMO, television match official.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think that will help the game move. I mean, there have been so many blockades towards the improvement of the game, but at least we've seen FIFA opening up. We saw the goal line technology introduced in Brazil, and I think that's a huge step. Learning from here, I think the discussions about the big screen on the pitch should also be opened up right now.
Well, we'll pick up on that same note. Terian Chebet is really enjoying the music. Let's engage for a while. What do we have on your wall, Chebet?
Well, thank you so much for keeping the conversation going. That's on our SMS line. That's 22422 as well as Twitter. The hashtag is Viva Africa. Let's sample some of your views coming in at JMO_Kings. You say Ivory Coast have had a share of bad luck in the past years, and I believe they will not let this sleep then. One for Ivory Coast there. All right, and Kiru says Ivory Coast will carry the day. Remember, the hashtag is Viva Africa. If you'd like us to read out your tweets at Kimongui Anthony, Ivory Coast will carry the day because of their spirit of fighting in the attacking of Ivory Coast, and he predicts 2-0. At Maina_Mogo, it's funny, we're hearing of this theme song when game is in the semi-finals. I agree with you. That's actually exactly what I thought when we said that. Well, let's now have a look at the SMSs that you're sending to us now.
Teriana,
Remember, if you'd like us to read, It's 22422. Ivory Coast will win because Cameroon also beat Ivory Coast 4-1, but were crushed. That's William from Kitale. Well, quite some good support coming in from my village in Kitale. Ivory Coast will win. They have improved their game match by match. Ivory Coast gaining quite some support there. Ivory Coast will be the winner. You don't tell us your name. Please say your name so that we can say who you are and where you're joining us from. DR Congo will win today. The unexpected sometimes happens in football. It will happen today when Congo wins. All right? And the finale is between Ghana and Ivory Coast, and that is Ngala. Edwin, thank you so much for keeping your SMSs coming in. 22422. Twitter, Facebook, the hashtag is Viva Africa, at Wahiga Mara, at Michael Kenya, at Terian Chibet, and at Citizen TV Kenya. Wahiga.
Now, I have a story for you, but before that, I just want to go back to the panel that's there on our little football stadium and just ask them, and this is a slightly controversial question, but why is football so anti-change? As you were discussing whether, you know, the challenges of introducing, even the clamor to bring in goal line technology, which will solve a lot of these problems, instant replays, many say that when you do that, you spoil the fun of the game, and yet rugby fans know that they still enjoy their game even with all these measures. Why is it so hard in the game of football, whether in CAF, whether in FIFA, to bring about a change? During the World Cup, goal line technology was like a headline. It's such a big deal, and yet many, you know, in other sports, such things are very quickly implemented. What is the issue? Because we would not be discussing referees if we had put in some of these changes.
Before I put my input, I'll throw it to them. Tom and Mercy, your swali ni yenu.
Are we this hard-headed in football that we...
I think football, unless we're talking about, you know, hockey or badminton or the others, football has its own way of causing excitement. We need decisions to be made very quickly. You know, there's that kind of tension that is on the stands.
Yes.
There's a tension on the sidelines. The players themselves. It's sort of infectious.
And technology will not help this.
And technology will not help that.
How
because,
sure are you, Tom?
because we need the referee to make very quick decisions. Very quick decisions.
When you look at your watch and it shows you the time, isn't that an instantaneous decision? Technology can do the same.
But there's a game. Some 22 men are running at this. There's a sort of adrenaline that is pumping on this game. We need the decision to make very quickly.
Mercy, what's your view on the same?
I support Tom. We need the decisions to be made quickly. Like for example, the goal line technology. It was brought back in the FIFA World Cup, but okay, I didn't see such a very big impact when it was brought in.
I would answer you in this
I'm
way.
the devil's advocate here. Go ahead, Mike.
Wahiga, I think football is the only sport that they celebrate an achievement more than any other sport. I don't even see goals being celebrated that much in hockey, or handball, or baskets being celebrated that much in basketball.
Yes.
Super Bowl, I don't know about that. American football, I don't even know what sport that is.
So we leave that. That one is not being discussed.
I'm talking about things that I know. So, for football, remember the goals are that's why you've got wild celebration. Have you ever seen the Kidiaba
Celebration.
in rugby, for example, where they have
And you wanted him to wait to look at the screen first, then do that.
Have you ever seen that Ndombolo dance of, I don't know, so many teams,
Or the Ghanaians, the way they dance,
the way
yes.
they dance? Have you ever seen, for example, Rafael Nadal getting an ace and he's going to dance like that? Or after TMO, just look at it. After, an example is, Serena Williams once won a match, and her final shot, she challenged a call that the ball was out. And that one shot was going to give her the title. The Hawkeye gave her the benefit of doubt.
The technology.
Said, actually the ball is out. So point to Serena. And game over. Normally she would jump and do everything else.
And
This
throw
is
her racket.
she just went slowly on her knees. I mean, the celebration is not there. So when you bring such into football, can you imagine that it is offside and we want to know, was it offside or not? Referee says, by the way, Ebu,
Wait.
TMO. And the TMO goes, and then it's told, by the way, goal. Then you say goal. Now, people are starting.
As I'm watching,
Then they start running.
dancing at that point.
Then they start.
But you're
running at that
advocating for
point.
controversy to continue in football. Is that's it's okay?
That's the beauty of football. The discussions around the mistakes that the referees made.
Point is, don't make football as boring as rugby.
I'm going to leave it there. Don't make football. Bernard Ndong he's not here today. I know he would have something to say in regard to that. But of course, thank you for all of you who are SMSing us. I saw one here about, about the referee. If both parties are punished, who is right? Referee is punished and Tunisia likewise. I think see Haki. So that's one of your views there. And I'll try and read others when we can. But for now, do we have a phone call? Ding? Dave from Kisumu. Dave, habari gani?
Yaje?
How are you?
Niko fiti mzee.
Kisumu kukoaje?
Jua inawaka kuwaka bana.
Umevaa kofia ama unakunywa soda bwana, unafanya nini ndio at least mwili itulie?
Mazee bwana, sasa hivi soda tu bwana, jua inawaka bwana. Tunaona Winga vile anacheza hapo kwa studio bwana. Mwambie avae trouser bwana.
Hebu ngoja, Awinja, kuja. Awinja, kuja.
Wacha nimuonyeshe yuko wapi, anasema nifae trouser. Unasema nifae trouser bwana. Umetoa kama nimejipanga niko na kinyasa. Ndio hii kinyasa yangu. Unaniambia nifae trouser kitu gani bwana? Mimi nimekuja kama nimejipanga. Ndio hii.
Mwambie kwa chini ile ya mattress nione vile unacheza hapo.
Unataka pepete?
Yende watu wa Ghana wote. Sawa.
Alafu, wewe ni shabiki wa timu gani?
Mimi wa Ghana damu buda.
Wewe ni Ghana damu kwa nini? Na usiniambie mambo ya Ghana, Arsenal nini. Give me a real reason why you support Ghana.
Mbona utaki nikwambie mambo ya nini hivyo ndio unasema. Nikikwambia eti mimi ni wa Ghana tayari ushajua.
Kwa tayari wewe ni Ghana.
Damu.
So Ghana, you're saying they'll pass the semi-finals. Will they win the tournament?
Yeah?
Watashinda Ghana.
Hata wewe pia umejua bana. Uliza hata nani hapo amejua. Nimejua hata hapo kwa studio kuna mtu wa Ghana hapo.
Kuna mtu wa Ghana hapa kweli Masi?
Hata mimi.
Hata wewe? Sawa, Dave.
Sasa tuko mbele. Tunaomba tu Mungu tushinde tuchukue.
Na Ghana wakishinda utafanya nini? Utatufanyia Kidiaba dance? Kidiaba challenge?
Hawawezi bwana, tuko mbele bana.
Sawa, Dave, asante sana. Thank you. Awinza, wacha nikufuze sasa hivi. I'll call you back later. Sawa. Pole.
Niko tu hapa. Siendi mahali. Nitakaa tu hapa bench.
I've sent her to the bench for a little bit. You never know what to expect of Viva Africa. Now let's take a look at this next story. Now, the Democratic Republic of Congo's Gabriel Zakwani was nearly run over by a medical truck sent to pick him up after he was injured in his country's quarterfinal match against neighbors Congo. Now, this is one clip you have to watch. This is hilarious. The clumsy driver managed to apply the brakes just in time while the center back was receiving treatment on the pitch. This is how that happened.
He picked up. Sometimes it's difficult. You get the go and have 5 minutes, see how you are. Difficult once it's stiffened up over the half-time interval. This is a blow. This is a blow to the DRC. It's a change that was made for the game as well. Change the game. Oh, doesn't help when you get run over by the golf buggy.
Zakwani looks to have taken a knock here.
I think it's left over from that first half injury that he picked up. Sometimes it's difficult. You get the go and have 5 minutes, see how you are. Difficult once it's stiffened up over the half-time interval. This is a blow. This is a blow to the DRC. It's a change that was made for the game as well. Change the game. Oh, doesn't help when you get run over by the golf buggy. He's just crashed him like that.
That's outrageous. That is absolutely outrageous.
Well, just in case you're wondering who this is DJ Terrian Chibet.
That's the way.
Well, we're with DJ Teebs and he's just teaching me one or two things about spinning. You're watching Viva Africa. We'll be right back after this break.